Hey guys, it's Jaslyn here. Uh, Episode 1 of my personal paranormal slash supernatural experience. It is said that scientific says that a child's memory starts to develop from the age of 3 to 5 years. Is when memory starts to adhere to like tape. Okay. Apparently, mine started at 3 years of age, and this has been etched in my head at age 3. The experience that I had, I couldn't tell you what it was. I was 3 years old. Okay, I'm 56. Do the math. I am 4 out of 5 in the small village my parents produced. Okay. And with me being 5 years of age, I have 3 older brothers, me, and then my sister. Okay. And my parents, I couldn't tell you how many years they owned this house, but living in a town of I don't know how many people, but my parents bought a house, I guess before I was ever born, that we lived in. And this house here was previously owned by a city police officer of the city I live in, and his wife. It looked like a double wide rancher home, and it is. It's still around today. I know exactly where it is, and walking near it would always make my hair stand up, even as an adult today. But having the memory at the age of 3 years old, my sister was very much of an infant. She was born, I mean, she, was not even there, 1 years of age yet. I guarantee she wasn't. And this is my memory of my paranormal experience, my first paranormal experience. Okay. Like I said, my parents owned a home in the town that I currently still live in. And I remember my mother feeding my baby sister. My 3 older brothers, I couldn't remember where they were, maybe school. I think they were in school. And I don't know why, I always asked or even said, I got to go potty. And my mom said, go ahead, go to your, go potty. Now, walking in the hallway, I had to pass a bedroom that had a crib in it, and I believe a single bed, okay, a toddler kind of bed, And my mother, if she was still alive, guaranteed she'd have this literally a vacuum cleaner. It was Kirby vacuum cleaner, okay, and they were loud ass motored vacuum cleaners, Kids and animals would run from this cleaner because it was so loud. And the motor to it, where the beater and stuff, was a shiny, metally chrome freaking vacuum cleaner, okay? And my mom just vacuumed me and my sister's bedroom. I knew that. Okay. And our bedroom was basically closer to the bathroom. So you had to walk down this small little hallway. And the carpet was literally a shag carpet in this bedroom. Okay. I remember it being, shaggy, kind of carpet. And I had to pee so bad. I had to walk past me and my sister's bedroom just to get to the pissery, aka bathroom. Well, something made me stop at my bedroom, and I'm at the door to the bathroom. I mean, to the bedroom. I see that my mom had her big, Kirby vacuum cleaner cord wrapped up, and it was literally sitting in the middle of the bedroom. Whatever possessed me to stop and look into that room was the biggest mistake. Okay, because this is literally branded in my brain matter, gray matter. Okay, stood there, and that damn vacuum cleaner turned on by itself, moved towards me, and stopped short of coming out into the hallway. The thing was, it wasn't even plugged in. My mom had the cord wrapped around where it's supposed, your cord goes to your vacuum cleaner, right? Wrapped up properly. And the bag, if you know anything about a Kirby vacuum cleaner, you know that the bag fills up with air, and it looks like a freaking, literally a balloon. Damn thing came right at me. I know I pissed myself right there on the spot. Pissed on the rug in the hallway, and I hauled ass, running out to my mother, who was feeding my sister while sitting on the couch. Now, I came out wet pantaloons, scared to death. I know when I'm scared, I stutter. I have to hit myself up against the head just to get her out, And I remember vividly my mother getting up from the sofa, holding my sister tight in her arms, went to the hallway where I was, saw the puddle of piss in front of my bedroom doorway, and the vacuum cleaner at the door frame of the bedroom. Well, she knew she had it in the middle of the room. She yelled, "Red, you leave my kids alone." She was pissed. I know my mom was pissed. So I was scared to death to even go back into that room, just change my pissed pants. She had to go in there, grab me new, panties and new polyester freaking pants, and changed me in the bathroom, cleaned me up, put new pantaloons and such on, and took me out, holding my hand and my sister in her arms, and took me back out into the living room. And I was so petrified. That was the first paranormal experience that was branded into my gray matter for life. It wasn't until much, much later that I found out more stuff. about this house here in the town I live in. And yeah, the story goes a city cop and his wife lived in the house prior to my parents, purchasing it. Okay. Back in the day, where like cancer treatments and stuff where it's brand new and extremely expensive and insurances not cover it, blah, blah, blah. From this city cop, he was nicknamed Red, and apparently he was a mean SOB. However, he unalived himself. I believe in the master bedroom. Because back in the day, you can't do it today. Not here in the state that I live in. Like life insurance. Back in the day, if you unalived yourself, you were entitled. The beneficiary would be entitled to such, insurance money. So, this Red, his wife apparently was diagnosed with cancer, and the insurance and his wages and her wages and stuff was so her treatment was unaffordable. Okay, and he unalived himself in the bedroom, which became my parents' bedroom, to get money for her treatment, her cancer treatment, after being diagnosed. So after him unaliving himself in the bedroom with his, pew pew that spun, if you know what I mean. And yeah. And from what I understand, he unalived himself for the life insurance money to pay for her treatments. Unfortunately, I don't know how true this is, okay? But she was misdiagnosed shortly after his passing. And yeah. Also, from what I do remember, other things paranormal happening in the house. My three brothers, right after the show Red Skeleton, I personally never seen it. I've heard of it. After that program was over, my three brothers, heading towards their bedroom, were stopped in their tracks. And because the apparition of Red was blocking their way in the hallway and preventing my brothers to go back to their bedrooms. Also, the basement door was always locked. It had one of those slide locks, kind of things. Every morning, it would be unlocked. And almost every day, you young people don't know what I'm talking about, but, Gen Xers, and you know what I'm talking about when I say this. The rotary phone kept dialing and kept dialing and kept dialing. So, you would hear the rotary coming back after, and it made that noise. You knew someone was making a phone call because that's that going back, the rotary of the phone. And that kept going off. If my mother was still alive, she would tell you, yes, this happened several times. She would sit on their bed in her and my dad's bedroom, and you know how the crease around your bum hole, your bum, if you're sitting on a comforter, you could see the indentation that somebody's sitting there. Well, she would be sitting there, and right next to where she was sitting, more towards the end, the foot of the bed, would be another indentation of somebody sitting there. Yeah. My father, I can't say if he, I'm almost certain my mother and my brothers told him about that, almost poltergeist kind of activity going on in this house. But, yeah, he didn't believe. Okay. I don't know if he ever did, because, he was the type to be, I'll believe it if I see it kind of person. He would work 11 to 7 shift. Okay. And has not experienced anything that I'm aware of, that he's experienced anything, paranormal. Yeah. I know my brothers, be very upset, and my mom had the sixth sense, like I do. I am my mother's daughter, and I inherited a lot of things from her, most definitely. She would always protect us. Now that my sister was just born and an infant, she had 5 to protect against this, spirit police officer nicknamed Red. And yeah, the man, I got a feel for this guy, wanting to take care of his family. Had no other way out of it but doing what he did to keep his wife alive. And he unalived himself for the insurance money for her treatment. And then later, from what I was told, it was a misdiagnosis. And I don't know if it's commitment to his wife or what. I know in today's time, there's other ways today that one don't need to do that to themselves, not like it was yesteryear. And in my state, I can't say for all states, but my state, if any insurance policy, like life insurance, yada yada yada, if one unalives themselves, nobody gets money. It's now like void. Void the warranty, if you will. Okay, and there's no other way for me to, But yeah. So back in the day, I guess if you unalived yourself and there was money, you'd still get it. But today you can't do that no more. It just voids out the whole entire policy, and nobody, no matter who's the beneficiary, gets anything if you unalive yourself. Sorry, it's my bad. But yeah, that is episode 1 of my personal paranormal experience. It doesn't stop there. The experiences I have until this day, from the age of 3 till now, it's like almost a lifetime commitment kind of thing, something that I never wanted, but in a sense that I'm glad I did get the experience, because I know what to do now. I know what to feel, what the feeling is, and stuff like this. So it's an experience that became something of knowledge, and the experience gave me skill, and I'm not afraid no more like I used to. I'm not going to sit there and pee myself. It has to be extremely bad for me to pee myself right on the spot like I did when I was 3 years old. But anyway, this is to be continued. I hope you like, subscribe, and share. I'll talk to you later. Until next time, peace out.